Yo, what's going on? It's Jay.
It's B.
And this is Lit Logic. We are on episode 9. And today's topic is going to be, we're going to talk about voting.
The big V word.
You know, I know it's already going to cause a lot of controversy because, you know, people got different feelings about it.
Absolutely.
So, we're going to, kick into this.
Well, Jay, how you feel about voting? Let's just start that off. How you feel about voting? And let me, before you get into this, it's our personal opinions.
It's always our opinion.
You know, we're not telling y'all to do what we do. This is how we feel. You know, this is a judgment-free zone. This is how we feel.
All right.
But Jay, how you feel about voting?
You know, before, when I was younger, you know, I actually, kind of believed in voting.
Yeah.
You know, but as I got older, you know, and I started seeing things for myself, I kind of realized it was kind of pointless.
Yeah.
You know, my whole life I was, told to always just vote Democrat. Like, there was never it was like, oh, you gotta vote Democrat. When you're in the polls, Democrat all down the board. You know, that's what my pops always told me. So, he probably gonna have to call me and tell me about this. He probably not gonna like this episode, but because he's a big advocate on voting. But I just can't really see like the importance of it now.
Yeah.
Like I don't see what's like really like changing. Like what has voting really changed to, especially to like benefit like black people.
Okay.
Like I'll give this election like a prime example. Like people were always talking about, oh, you gotta go out and vote. It's that third because nobody wanted Trump to get in.
Yeah.
It's like, so everyone was advocating, like really hell-bound advocating for voting because they didn't want Trump to become president. And lo and behold, Trump became president. And here's the thing. Trump did not win the popular vote. He lost the popular vote, and he still became the president because of the Electoral College.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, so that's if that don't prove anything about voting, because he lost the popular vote. That means more people voted for Hillary than they did for Trump, and he still got in.
I mean, same thing happened with George Bush and Al Gore.
Right.
They couldn't even find the rest of Al Gore's votes.
Yeah, that was a whole big controversy with Florida. Yeah, because
apparently Florida votes disappeared. I don't know how a whole state votes disappeared, but they disappeared. Okay.
Yeah, so
they disappeared.
To me, it just feels like, I'm already kind of like a big like conspiracy theorist. So I always feel like, the government do what they want. So like it's the illusion of inclusion, like trying to make the people, think that their votes actually mean something.
But they really don't.
Not on that type of level. I will say,
to a certain extent.
I will say this too, like far as like, doing local voting, like your councilman or
your mayors.
Yeah, so maybe not even. I probably won't take it there. Maybe there. Maybe that's kind of on the fence. Yeah. But it don't go no higher than that to me.
Okay.
Like it's like your local officials,
congressmen,
mayors or whatever, and then I'm pretty much done with it when it comes to that. Anything higher than that, I'm just like, man, look, I ain't even gonna waste my time. Y'all can say what y'all want, but to me, it's just bullshit. And it's just because of the things that I see, like, this election is coming up, the new election's coming up.
What is it, like November?
I think
1st?
It's 11th, I think. 11th. Or one of them. It's in November. I don't keep up with it. Okay. So, it's in November, and, a lot of people are starting to talk about it. Some people are saying that, oh, we don't want Trump back in, even though y'all voted and Trump didn't win the popular vote. He still got in. So, voting again, to me, even if he don't get the popular vote again, if he gets the electoral college again, he can still get in. So that doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm just seeing some things that people were saying about this shit that just really just turns me off more about voting.
Whatever.
Well, I've just seen some people posting stuff about, you know, how important voting is, whatever case may be, and then I seen a comment where someone says, "Vote blue, no matter who." You know, blue being the, you know, Democratic and stuff, and I'm like, well, why would I vote blue, no matter who? Like, that doesn't make any sense. What if this person's like a piece of shit, regardless if he's
a Democrat? Maybe.
Regardless if he's a Democrat, like he can still be a piece of shit. Like it doesn't matter because he associates himself with a certain political party that he's going to do what's best for
that political,
you know, for us. And I don't get this notion that Democrats are just like, you know, like for black folk.
No, well, the main thing they said, Democrats are for the poor people.
Right.
You know, Republicans are for the richer people. Then you have your Tea Parties, your liberal, all that, you know, all that stuff in between. They rarely win. You know, mostly the people that are on the front line, Republicans, Democrats. So, you know, your Democrats are for, you know, people that are in middle class, low class, you know, areas, you know. And, you know, like I said, the Republicans are more of like the richer, you know, New Jersey. I think New Jersey is Democrat.
And look, to me, it don't really matter. Like if you're Republican or a Democrat, to me, it just feels like you're just a part of the issue that's already going on. It don't really matter. Because you know you got to have one that's got to be different from the other. You got to have the illusion of like, all right, well, I'm here to work for y'all, but that don't really be the case.
Yeah.
And people are just putting, like, these candidates that come out there and, you know, campaign and tell you all the stuff they're going to do. They just give you a bunch of empty promises to get your vote, basically. Like, I know the one thing that was, you know, Trump was, you know, going on to, you know, get the votes was building the wall. Yeah. You know, his whole presidential campaign was, oh, we're going to build a wall, this, that, and third. His presidential campaign is almost over and not one brick has been laid down for this wall.
He did build. He did build a wall. He built a wall.
A wall of lies. That's
a wall of bullshit.
A wall of bullshit.
I'm sorry, a wall of quarantine. That's what he built.
Man, look, like that's my whole thing. So all these people that he sit there and promised he was going, you know, build this wall because he feed off of, you know, people's bullshit.
Well,
that's
you know, this is the one thing that people don't understand. Forget the political Trump and all this. Trump is a businessman. Now, if you are familiar with Trump history, Trump Towers, you know, all that. Trump has what? He has bankrupt a couple of his businesses. Now, you trust a guy that bankrupt his own business to run a country? Plus, like I said, he's a businessman. His job is to feed you bullshit. Because some business people, that's what they do. They feed you bullshit to get what they want. And once they got what they want,
that was it.
That's it.
That was literally it. He stood there and fed off America's racism. Mm-hmm. You know, white people's fear of, you know, losing their jobs to, you minorities or whatever. They call them Mexicans or illegal people, murderers and rapists and all. He fed off of all that stuff.
And the crazy part about it is, with that, he fed off, you know, people fed off all that stuff like he fed off all that stuff. But not all minorities are rapists and killers.
We know.
No, I'm just saying. But there's people out there that don't know that shit. And those are the people, for the people that don't know that shit, fuck them. Those are the, exactly, fuck them. But those are the people that voted for this motherfucker.
Yeah. But here's the thing. They voted for him.
Because they felt like that.
And he still didn't win the popular vote.
Nope. So they had to fix it.
So that's my whole thing. You know, when this whole election was going on, and I was, you know, saying that I wasn't going to vote, people was telling me, oh, you got to vote, because if you don't vote, Trump's going to get in.
He got in regardless.
And he got in regardless. Because of electoral college. I don't really know how that electoral college works, but that doesn't really make sense to me.
It never makes sense.
And my idea of voting is, all right, you vote for a person. The person that has the most votes wins that, you know, election. This whole electoral college shit doesn't make sense to me. But, you know, that's how he got in.
Yeah.
So your vote literally meant nothing.
Didn't mean shit.
Like, so
this time.
That's the thing, man. These people make these empty promises. People just like
Well, did you think Obama made empty promises?
I think he made some empty promises. You know, he was more so. Obama really got him because he was the black president. Like he was like black people solely voted for Obama just because he was black.
Okay.
Just because it was really nothing else but him being black. So he already had probably 95% of the black vote already because he was black.
It was going down.
Yeah, so
it was going down already. He won before he won.
Yeah, I don't even think, you know, from what I remember both his terms, I don't think it was even close.
No, he wiped out anybody because who in his second term? Who did he go against? You don't remember. You don't remember the guy.
No, I think it was it John McCain?
Was it McCain?
I know one was Mitt Romney, and then I think
Mitt Romney was the first one.
I don't know. One was Mitt Romney and one was McCain. So it was one or the other. I can't remember.
You don't remember because he whooped ass in the polls so bad. You don't remember the other guy that he was going against. You don't remember.
Bro, I think that might have been the last time I voted.
But one of the reasons I feel like Trump won because people wasn't ready for a female president.
That might have been another reason too.
I can't even say that
because he still lost the popular vote.
I know that, but let that have been. I feel like if that would have been somebody else, you wouldn't even heard of this popular vote.
See, man, I don't know because nowadays, you know, with everything going on in how society's changing. Yeah. You know, it's all you know, women's rights, women activists, Me Too, all that other shit. Yeah. So now's the perfect time for that.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But I feel like people wasn't ready, you know, for a woman president. And it's messed up because for a while, even before Obama, people wasn't ready for a black president. And they got it.
Man, look, people was just...
And honestly, you know, like me, you know how I feel about voting, you know, which I don't vote. You know, I just don't. That's just something I just don't do.
I just don't.
I feel like for now, Obama was one of the best presidents because majority of the stuff he did promise, he actually went through with it, and it actually did help the economy in a way.
Right.
It actually did. You know, it lowered. You know, it lowered some kind of rates on taxes. It lowered some things, you know, but then, like you say, you get some people that feed bullshit just to get into the White House because it looks good. But at the end of the day, getting into the White House is one thing, but fulfilling those promises you made, that's a whole other thing. And like you said, it didn't even feel like how long Trump has been in the White House.
It's been 4 years.
It doesn't even feel like it's been 4 years.
But here's the thing,
because it went by like that.
Yeah, but you know, remember when that whole shit started, he got in, people was acting like it was going to be the end of the world, and then you know, life went back to normal.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it was everyone was all up in arms about him being president, and then you know, people kind of forgot about it. You know, he would say dumb shit. And people are, I can't believe this is the president, da, da, da. And then, you know, I was like, I forgot about it. Like, me personally, you know, my life hasn't been negatively affected by him being in office.
No, not at all.
So, you know.
I mean, other than this bullshit, but you can't really.
Yeah, well, it wasn't his fault.
I mean, it kind of was in a way, because he did fire the people that Obama had put on staff for it, because this has been out for a while. So they was.
Regardless, this shit was going to end up here anyway.
No,
but it's just he could have probably reacted to it better. But that's neither here nor there. But you know, one thing I hate about, you know, just not that I hate, but one thing that, you know, kind of gets, you know, under my skin about this whole voting thing is, you know, people would sit there and try to tell me, you know, oh, you know, your ancestors fought and died for the right to vote, this and the third, basically trying to guilt trip you into the voting and stuff. I'm like,
yeah, but for the person they want you to vote for.
The thing is, it's a right to vote. That means I have the right not to if I don't want to.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Like, I don't, because to me, it doesn't, like, make a difference. I think black folk, in particular, try to think that voting is going to change, you know, what's hurting, like, black folk. Like, on that biggest scale, it's not going to change nothing. Yeah. And black folk need to worry about the stuff that's actually affecting, you know, black folk, like drugs, you know, violence, things of that, economics, and, you know, trying to generate wealth. And I figured, like, if they were to focused more on that, black folk would be better off.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when we had that type of stuff, you know, with Black Wall Street, for y'all that don't know, Black Wall Street was a thriving black community in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, we had our own, you know, hospitals, grocery stores, you know. We was basically self-sufficient. You know, then the government came and bombed it up because they didn't want that for black folk. So, but that's the thing. We got to get back to worrying about being self-efficient and stop trying to, you know, depend on government help to get us back to where we need to be at.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to help.
No.
They're not going to help. They thrown us a couple bones here and there by getting rid of, you know, I wouldn't even say getting rid of segregation was throwing us a bone, because we was kind of better off with segregation. Because when we had segregation, we had our own stuff.
Okay.
We didn't have to, you know, worry about, you know, getting it from someone else. You know, we had our own businesses and things like that because of segregation. Because you weren't allowed to go into certain places because you were black.
Yeah.
So we had our own black-owned stuff. And then, you know, they got rid of segregation, which, you know, to me was a plan to get rid of segregation so that, you know, they could eliminate that. Because once they eliminated that, you know, there was no need to be self-sufficient because, you know, we was just integrating with everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this voting thing, like I said earlier, like, it's just like, you know, people baking off people's, like, hopes and dreams by selling them, like, empty promises. I'll give it, like, with the governor, Phil Murphy.
Okay.
He got a lot of his votes just because he was going to sit there and say, oh, he was going to try to legalize marijuana in New Jersey. And that just got people just, I'm voting for him.
It's like, what? I can smoke weed outside.
Yeah, but
then I get in trouble.
But then what happened?
Never happened.
He said that, and he's been like, what? This is like his second year in, you know, being a governor.
There hasn't been no talk.
I haven't heard anything about it
because it's not real.
Because it's not going to happen. He told y'all that to get y'all votes, and he got y'all votes.
Well, you think, you know, every person running for something has that, like, one little thing, that campaign thing that gets people's attention.
They feed off of what is going to get somebody to vote for them. You know, like whatever they, like, problems are, or whatever thing that they looking for the most. Like in this case, you know, weed's a whole big thing now. It's like, hey, I know how I'm going to get their vote. I'm going to tell them that I'm going to advocate to, you know, legalize marijuana in New Jersey. And then that just got people just like, hey, let's vote for this guy. He's going to legalize weed.
Yeah, don't even know nothing about
Don't know nothing about dude.
Don't know nothing about. That dude could be a
that's
whole racist.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
He's going to legalize marijuana. That's what gets
people vote
attention.
for Democrat no matter who it is, just because it's Democrat.
Yeah.
Like, or they vote for Republican because they don't want to vote for Democrat. So they, whoever it is, like, oh well, I gotta vote for this. You know, not knowing nothing about them or not even caring enough to know about them.
I feel like if you are gonna vote, at least do your research on the person. Do your best. And I always tell people this, like I said, I'm not big on voting. You know, I don't vote. But if you are gonna vote, I always tell people, vote for the person you want to vote for, but do your research. Make sure this person that you're voting for is gonna fit your needs to what you want. Like, just don't, like, if you want to vote Tea Party, and if by all means vote Tea Party. If Tea Party don't win, but that's your vote that you voted for because you felt like that person is going to meet your needs. Don't just vote Democrat because, like you said, everybody's voting Democrat because what that person that's running for the Democratic, you know, party, they may not fit what you may need in society. They may fit what somebody else needs in society. But that's why I always tell people to vote for who you want to vote for.
Yeah, I'll say this,
like me personally, I haven't really voted because there hasn't really been anybody that caught my eye or anything. Like anything that I'm going through, only person that really caught my eye on that was Obama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the health care, which he did come through. You know, with, you know, other stuff, like that's the only person I felt, you know, came through. Now, there's probably other presidents that has came through in their terms, you know, when I was younger. But like I said, you know, when you're young, you can't vote. You know, and me, like I said, I'm not really into them. I'm not really into the whole, you know, how can I say this? I don't want to say voting. I'm trying to think.
You're just not in politics.
There we go. Politics.
Yeah,
I'm not in politics.
I'm not in politics either.
I'm not.
And my thing is this: like, I'll never tell nobody to not vote.
Yeah.
You know, if y'all want to vote, that's y'all business.
Absolutely.
I'm just telling y'all my opinion about voting and why I don't vote anymore. Because, you know, like I said, my whole life I've just been told to just vote Democrat.
Yeah.
Like, and I just, like, to me, that's kind of eliminating the whole thing of free choice. You know, so, free choice, you know, and then you're being told who to vote for.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, free choice. It's like, all right, I'm about to go vote. Hey, make sure you vote Democrat. Oh no, I was gonna vote Tea Party. What? It's like,
yeah,
but it's free
my
choice.
whole thing is just like, bro, every time I went to the polls and voted, I felt like I was just going there just to do it. Like, I didn't feel like I was going there to,
you
like,
didn't want to.
It wasn't really the fact, at that point, it wasn't the fact that I didn't want to, because, you know, as I got older, you know, I started doing my own research and stuff, and then, you know, I felt like I'm just going here. I'm like, bro, I'm just going here because my pop was telling me to come here and vote, and just to go in here and vote straight down the line for Democrat. Yeah, and I'm just like, to me, it didn't feel like there was no purpose of it.
No.
Like, I'm just going here, take time out of my day to go drive to this, you know, place to go vote at, and just go do this, just to the hopes that something might change.
The government, like you said earlier, the government, they're gonna put in the White House whoever they want to put in the White House.
Facts.
Regardless on whoever the hell you vote for, they're gonna put whoever they want in the White House. You could take political stuff and turn it into like today's society. Like look at NBA, who they picked to be that superstar to take it over. Like LeBron James, automatically LeBron James was chosen to be the chosen one. Why?
Well, because he was nasty.
There's a ball player even more nastier than him. His name was Lenny Cook. They actually did a documentary on him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Lenny Cook was busting LeBron James and Carmelo ass. But politically, people made him the chosen one. And that's who. You know, just like Jordan. In that era, there was a bunch of guys, you know, that was playing at a high level like Jordan. Like, you know, you had Clyde Drexel, you know, you had, you know, Isaiah, you know, you had all those guys. But Jordan was that guy that they put over because that was the guy that was going to be on Mount Rushmore. Magic, the guy that was going to be on Mount Rushmore. Why? Because he had that it factor that the league liked. So guess what the league did? The league pushed him forward to be the face of the NBA. Just like in political terms, the guy you don't like, which is Trump, that's who they want. So guess what? They're going to push him forward.
So here's the thing. Trump doesn't bother me at all. Like, I don't get like how people get so up in arms about.
He bothers me.
He's an asshole, and he not fit for the job.
I wouldn't say asshole. He's idiotic.
But he don't bother me. Like, because I don't care about politics.
He only bothers me when I gotta hear his name. That's the only reason.
That's the shit that
bothers me.
It bothers me when I gotta go on social media and see other people complain about this nigga. Like, that's the shit.
Or when he just says dumb stuff like, "You're gonna inject everybody with." What did he say?
He said to, you know, inject yourself with like Lysol or whatever to clean the virus up. He said that might be an idea, and then some idiots was actually out there doing it. Lysol and other cleaning companies had this
stuff like that aggravates me.
But look, bro, these are the people that freaking voted for him.
I didn't vote for him.
I'm just saying, there's people like that voted for him solely off the fact that they just believe whatever he says.
You know what's crazy about what you said? I like what I said earlier. You know, like that people share the same mindset as him. You know, because like even for me, growing up, you know, living out Lawrence, you know, is dominantly white.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and growing up, you know, I have a lot of, you know, to this day I still have a lot of, you know, Caucasian friends, and you know,
Caucasian.
You know, I try to and I say white. Oh, say it again. But say it again. But yeah, but you know, I growing up, going to school, a lot of people, and then when this election came around, to see some of the people, you know, driving by their houses that have
with the Trump thing,
the Trump thing in the Republic, and it's just like, y'all think like this? Like I used to come over, like you know, I used to, you know, what I'm saying, like we used to, like I used to go over y'all houses, and this is how y'all think, you know.
I'll say this:
it's the craziness.
You know, I have, you know, white friends that are Trump supporters or
Caucasian.
Man, look. I have white friends that, you know, are Trump supporters or whatever the case may be. And I'm still cool with them because whatever your political views are your political views. Because some people like Trump because of, you know, how outspoken he is. He just says what he wants. It's not more so like the racist shit. Because that's more so character. You know, if you going to be, you know, a racist piece of shit, you're going to be a racist piece of shit. Like, your political party or wherever you're choosing to be president or whatever, that don't really matter. So if you a Trump supporter, we can still be cool because, one, I don't care about politics. And two, like, I already know who you are as a person because we're cool.
I don't think I know any. I don't think I know any.
I know a couple of them, but we're still friends and we're still cool because none of that stuff is like, they're not
none of that stuff matters to
They're not on the, let's get these Mexicans out of here, let's all on some racist bullshit. They're more so like, hey, I like him because, you know, he's outspoken and all this other shit and whatever the case may be. Well, it ain't no shit to where it would have to be like it ain't no racist shit, basically.
Well, basically you're saying none of that shit applies to your friendship. Mm-hmm. So as long as that stays out of your friendship, that's cool.
Yeah, but some people was just up in arms about, you know, people being Trump supporters without, you know, knowing the reason why they was being Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Like if they was on some racist shit, then you could feel some type. Then they can feel some type of way, and I understand that. But if they like, I'm not racist or whatever the case may be, and you know who some of these people are, whatever. But some people are undercover racist. Yeah. Like, you know, they wasn't saying nothing.
There's people for y'all out there. Y'all probably work for undercover racist people. Yeah. You don't know.
But you know that. You know, as far as, you know, being like a Trump supporter, like every Trump supporter is not racist.
No.
So there's that notion because he's racist that anybody that supports him
is racist.
Is racist, and that's kind of not really the case.
Okay.
But there's something else that I wanted to touch on because, you know, people were, especially black folk, were just so up in arms about voting.
Okay.
And trying to get like the government to try to fix like the problems that's going on, you know, in black society today. And y'all gotta realize that a country that was built on genocide and enslavement is not going to be in your best interest ever. Like, ever. Like, I don't know why that's so hard to like these motherfuckers came here, killed a whole race of people, and then enslaved a whole nother race of people, and that's what they built. That's what the backbone of this country is built off of.
That's what they so-called hard work.
Yeah, that's what they, you know, the forefathers did. That's what they did. They whipped niggas and killed, you know, Native Americans.
Basically, yeah.
And, you know, and they wrote the...
You said it like it was so much.
Yeah, because it's the truth.
I felt that right there.
It's the truth because, you know, the Declaration of Independence is being wrote and these people still have slaves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that whole type of mindset never went away.
Never.
Like, it kind of went, like, you know, under the radar. Trump kind of rose it up a little bit, but it don't go away. So stop trying to depend on the government to fix your problems.
Because they're not.
Fix your own problems.
And it starts in the communities.
It definitely starts in the communities.
It starts in the communities. It starts with, you know, the schools, the households. It just starts. You know, back in the day, when I was younger, my grandparents used to have, like, you know, what are those, community meetings? Mm-hmm. They used to have those, like, every week. They used to just discuss stuff that's going on in the town, the community. They used to have it at church.
Right.
You know, and what could they do? Like, what could they do? Back in the day, the church was more in to the community.
Yeah.
And in the politics, too.
Yeah. All that has been, you know, systematically destroyed. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to get into the whole... You know, the whole, you know, thing about it, but because, you know, I can go on all day about that, but that's not the topic that we're discussing. We're talking about voting, but you know, there's a whole list of things that trickle down to why we are where we're at now, and why I think voting is not going to get us to where we was at, you know, prior to this.
You know, one thing I do feel, you know, like I always said, if I ever have kids, I mean, every parent want their kid to, you know, see their, I guess, point of view on things. But, you know, my kids, if I ever have kids, I will always tell them, you know, just because your dad doesn't vote, that doesn't mean you can't. You know, I will actually encourage my kids to go vote, but if they didn't want to, then that's their choice. Well, you know, I will always give I'll give my kids a choice.
I'm not going to advocate for my kids to vote, but I'm just going to tell them how I feel about voting, and they can take whatever I say and vote.
Like I'll let them be that. Like that's their choice.
If they want to vote, I'm not going to scold them for it and be like, why you voting and stuff there. I want to vote, go ahead. Because in my mind, it don't mean nothing. Yeah, it's like, so you going out to vote, if I don't believe vote is going to change anything, I'm just going to feel like you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you can decide to do that, then, you know, for any of my friends that decide to vote or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I don't hate y'all.
Nah, it was never that deep, but, you know, I'm just not going to, you know, you're not going to convince me to vote.
Yeah, just don't bother me about, yo, man, I don't care. Don't bother me about it. Because it's not going to, once I have my mind made up, that's it.
Yeah,
like, I'm not going to change my mind.
I'm just not to this point.
It is what it is.
It's not going to happen.
But for y'all that do vote out there, please, oh please, vote for somebody that you want to vote for, not because it's cool, not because it's what everybody else vote for. Vote for the person you want to vote for.
Right.
You know, make that, because what I get out of your vote counts is it counts to you, not to whoever wins. It counts to you. Whoever you vote for, that's all that should matter, because when they say your vote counts, it counts in your heart, in your eyes. That's all that matters. If you vote liberal or Tea Party, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. As long as that vote matters to you. It doesn't have to matter to somebody else. As long as the vote that you made, the decision you made, that's the decision you love.
Listen to what he said, because when y'all sit there and try to tell me I need to vote, this is what's going to be my response, because I'm just not in for it, man. Like, whatever.
As long as you can go to sleep at night knowing that if you voted for Trump, you're okay with that, I don't hate you for that. But I just don't like the people, like they do the campaigns, vote or die. Like they go, oh man, I need to go vote. No, vote because you want to vote.
Yo,
don't fucking listen to P. Diddy.
Yeah, no, funny thing that you mentioned that, because he was, you know, a big thing on voting. You know, he did the whole vote or die thing.
Yeah, with the whole fucking treadmill thing. And
but then he recently came out and said that he's not going to vote because he's saying that the black vote is not free. Like, you're not going to get our vote just because blah, blah, blah. You got to present something to us in order for us.
So where was that earlier?
Yeah, people grow up and they figure things out for themselves. And I agree with him. Like, why would I give you my vote for what? You're basically just giving me a bunch of empty promises.
Basically giving me some bullshit that I got to sleep on that I know that's never.
Because you got to look at it, though. A lot of these guys were already congressmen, governors, things like that.
They know the deal. They know the deal.
What have you really done to make me want to, like, vote for you? What have you done to, like, better, like, my people as far as, like, you know...
Okay, I can see that.
You know, education, you know, mass incarceration, all that type of stuff. What have you really done? I'm not just going to vote for you just because. I'm not going to vote for you because society says vote. I'm not going to vote for you because, you know, that's the thing to do and that's what our ancestors, you know, died for and the right for us to do. Like, no, it has to be something more deeper than just that. Like, it can't just be the type of things. Like, people get sold on pipe dreams, like, so easily. It just takes somebody to sit there and cut up and talk proudly about something like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to vote for that nigga.
I'm going to vote for him because he told me.
Because he talked about the things that I like.
He talked, I can go smoke outside without getting arrested.
Yeah, he told me he was going to advocate for legalizing marijuana.
He's not.
and it didn't happen.
He's not. You got to move to Colorado for that. He's not.
And it didn't happen.
At least the government.
Now, is it going to happen? I don't think so. Not while he's having his term as...
time soon.
Yeah, but nah.
Unless you move to Colorado.
Nah. Fuck dude, man, because...
Go real rap.
No, because he had a chance to pay people hazard pay, and he denied it.
Yeah.
You know, so being an essential employee, that didn't sit right with me, whatever the case may be. But you know, you got $2.4 million in, you know, coronavirus relief from the government. You would think you would use some of that to pay these people that's risking their lives. You know, to RIP to Ewash real quick. But that's the type of stuff that's going on. So he got voted in. Yeah. You know, that didn't get taken care of. There's a situation where you can compensate people for risking their lives. Yeah, you can you don't do it.
You actually do something right for a change.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Because it doesn't fit in his agenda.
So had I been one of those people to vote for him,
you would have felt stupid.
And thinking that, you know, I'm gonna get weed's gonna get legalized, and now it didn't. You know, and then, you know, I voted for this guy. You know, I'm a essential employee, and then he denies my hazard pay.
Feel stupid.
Yeah, so I'm just like
stupid. You're gonna be like, you're getting screwed both ends.
Yeah, that's like the people that sit there like, yeah, build a wall. Presidency is almost over. Nothing.
Yeah, not a damn, like you said, not a damn brick.
Yeah, no brick has been laid.
None.
So like when people vote, and then all this stuff doesn't get done, like what is the thought process after that?
I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it.
I'm going to say it. Because I want to know. I want to know when y'all vote for people that promise y'all certain things and it don't get done.
You want to know what they say?
What?
You seen Above the Rim, right? You seen the movie Above the Rim? When he went in the locker room, he found out, he said, I fucked up. He was all fucked up. That's what people...
But bro, that's the thing I'm not understanding. Like... Y'all vote for these people, and you know these things that y'all vote on the floor. Oh, every single politician is like, "Oh, I'm gonna cut taxes."
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm like,
that gets people hard. Cut taxes. No, they're not.
Well, here's the thing.
Let's live in Delaware.
They are going to cut taxes, but those tax breaks are going to go to rich people. So they was cutting taxes like they said they were, but they wasn't cutting taxes for you. They was cutting taxes for the people that already got money. You know, people that's own $1 billion corporations paying zero in taxes.
The people that own those $1 billion corporations or the rich people, they don't really care about voting either.
Yeah, because they control everything.
Exactly.
Voting doesn't control shit. Money controls shit. So if you have a lot of money, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna control everything.
That means your say is going to be a little bit more powerful than a middle class person or a person that's coming from poverty.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, wealth is the key to changing things. Voting is not going to change things. It might change some things, but it's not going to change nothing to the dramatics of how money is going to change something.
Because let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of disappointed face when people have watched that presidency and see who wins and it's not the person they want. I just see that look on their face like,
hey, brother, listen, this is why. This is why billionaires and millionaires don't pay no taxes.
No, yeah.
But then we still sitting there paying taxes. But go to the polls, vote. It's not going to change.
I'll go vote.
You know why it's not going to change? Because these people that got all this money is going to keep lining these people's pockets up, and that's why they're going to continue to not pay taxes.
I'll vote. The day I vote is when I get a full check tax free. That's when I vote.
Good luck.
When I go to work and it's payday and I get no taxes taken out of my paycheck, oh, best believe I'm the first person in line at them polls. Talking about vote or die. But until then,
but that's what I'm saying.
I'm not doing it.
And this has been going on for hundreds of years. The people that got money is lining the people that make the decisions pockets up to do what they want.
Like you picture Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, having to say more than a working person, because that's what's happening. Them people that's making money, they got more of a say than the people that's actually living in
Bro,
the
that's the thing. That shit would like irritate me if I cared that much.
I don't.
Like,
I don't really
like
care,
if I
but
cared
kinda
that
care.
much, knowing that hey, I'm gonna sit there and do this, and this person's gonna do that, and then the same shit be flying under the radar, and nobody paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy when you think about it.
Like one thing the government always said, we gotta stop the violence and this and that. But what they do?
This country's built on violence.
So you know what they do? They build more gun stores,
Right.
and they built more gun stores, and now they put guns in stores that people go to. Like they used to sell guns at Walmart.
Right.
They sell guns at Richard Sporting Goods, because I'm not gonna say the other word. No, I'm not. It's Richard Sporting Goods.
You'll be one of them, huh?
I'm not gonna say it. You can say it if you want to. You better put a pause after that. Because I'm not saying it.
But
I
like I said,
look at me crazy.
violence isn't going to work because this country is built on violence.
Absolutely.
So like that's no.
But it's hard to stop violence when you keep putting certain stores in certain areas that promote violence.
It's not necessarily like the guns. It's the society of violence that creates more violence.
Okay.
Everything, as far as with music,
Okay.
with war,
Mm-hmm.
all this other stuff going on. Like, America is a violent country. Like, even with all the movies, it's always fighting, shooting, all this other stuff. That's the type of stuff that people see.
You know what's crazy when they sit there and say this is the land of the free, but ain't shit free here? Or they say this is the land of opportunity, the land of the free. It's only the land of the free until they ask you to come to war, and they force you to come to war.
Well, they don't do that anymore. But,
Well, you never know.
Well, then I ain't going.
They tell you, you don't go to war, you're going to go to jail. Just like, I thought it was the land of the free. I thought it was the land of opportunities.
Yeah, but that's what they did back then. They had a draft, and
Muhammad Ali went to jail for that.
yeah, because it was a draft, and
He said, nah.
I don't blame him.
I wouldn't go either.
And his reasons for not going were absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go fight for this country, and we come back home, we get spit on, we niggas and all this other stuff. And
Absolutely.
Nah. Got me fucked up.
You got me chopped.
Yeah, hell
Me
no.
chopped thing. I'm taking a bullet.
No, I'm not for this. And the crazy thing is, I almost joined the army.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I was
You know the crazy part? I almost never joined the army because I wanted no parts of the army. But you know what? I would never join the army because, like you said, I'm gonna fight for a country where even to this day I still walk past a lady and she's still clenching her purse.
right.
Or they double tapping on the lock to lock the door. They're gonna steal your car at Walmart with all these people around. But that's the thing. That's the part that bothers me. Right. People say you go vote. We're past the slavery thing. We're past the racist thing. But it's like, are we?
Nah. It's just wearing the mask.
When you don't pay attention to stuff, you don't see stuff.
Right.
But when you pay attention to it and keep an eye out for stuff, you start to really realize.
Yeah, I mean, if anything with this, last election, all the racists started to come out of their shell. That should just shown you then that it never really went away.
I never knew there were so many racists in Philly in my life. I never knew so many racists in Philly in my life.
People felt like they could come out and be who they truly were anyway.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, you try that with the ones that you think you can get away with.
Yeah.
Don't try that over here.
No.
Because you're going to be very disappointed and it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. You're going to be looking at the sky.
I pay too many damn taxes to be getting called a nigga. I pay too many taxes to be getting called a nigga. I wish the hell you wouldn't.
You're going to be looking at the sky.
Man,
You ain't gonna know what hit you.
Boom, pow.
You want to pick your lips off the floor.
Daffy Duck beat. Motherfucker beat get turned around. Looking like Daffy Duck.
Oh, man. All right. right, so I think we can wrap this up.
Absolutely.
This was pretty good.
It was actually real good.
Yeah, I like this one.
It's a touchy subject, because some people get sensitive about it. But,
but I like pushing people buttons.
Absolutely.
So, I
like for a living.
I like, stating my opinion. I don't really care if I get, negative feedback about it, whatever the case may be. But, I just care. But we all friends at the end of the day.
Always, and like
we can't always agree.
Oh yeah, and like we said in the video, like we said in this video, we're not telling y'all not to vote. We're just giving y'all our point of views on why we don't and why it's kind of not our thing. But like I said in the video, if you are going to vote, make sure that vote counts for you, not nobody else. That vote counts for you.
Don't let nobody tell you
the person name that says on the poll. Make sure that person, which is you, that vote counts for it. Because at the end of the day, you walk in those poll booths by yourselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you
make that decision.
You make that decision by yourself.
That's what y'all want to do.
So that's who the vote should count for. You.
By all means, just don't let nobody tell you to vote for it.
No.
That's what I was told my whole life is who to vote for. And that's probably one of the main reasons why I feel the way that I do about voting. Because I was always told who to vote for. I wasn't able to do no research on it or whatever the case may be. Oh, but before we go, I want to touch on one other thing because this next president election is going to be a little interesting because you got Trump, who's accused of grabbing pussy, whatever the case may be, and now the Democratic Biden is now being accused of sexual assault. So
I just feel like that's stupid though. Like, why would you accuse a man of sexual assault now when he's running for president? But he's been in the White House for 8 years, and none of this came up.
No better time than the president, man.
Because Trump has something to do with it. Case closed. I already know.
No, I can't even say that.
Yes, he does. Because why would it come out now?
Bro, but it don't even matter.
It do matter.
No, because that stuff is still, the Trump shit still came out. And then people that was sitting there voting for him still vote for him again. It's still saying Trump 2020.
But you never seen it on the screen. Trump grabbing women in the vagina. Like, you never seen it as plastered as Biden.
Because people don't care.
He hugged a female for too long than what you normally hug a female for.
Look, people care.
He like women. Like, he say he an affectionate person. I'm an affectionate person. I give hugs.
So you groping people?
No, I give hugs. but who say he groped her though?
I don't know, bro. That's
the thing. Who said it? Because nobody else.
It's a lot of he said, she said shit.
Just saying.
But it's not going to matter because he's the Democratic person, and people that sit there and vote Democrat want to vote for him anyway.
Oh yeah.
That don't matter. Even if it came out, if it was the truth. I gotta vote Democrat. I gotta vote blue. So
I mean, you smacking ass. I'll smack ass too. So I gotta vote for him.
And that's the direction it's gonna go, man. I don't think there's nothing that somebody could really.
If he's down for smacking cheeks, I may vote for him.
Look, I don't think there's nothing that somebody's gonna really do that's gonna sway anybody. It might sway some voters. But some people already got their mind already made up.
Well, yeah, now after what Trump did, they don't even care.
That shit don't matter, bro. That shit been out. Like that whole thing about him grabbing pussy, that been out.
Oh yeah.
And people are still like, vote for Trump. So what you think will happen on the other side? Vote for Biden.
A lot of dudes out here like grabbing vaginas, so you might vote for him. But yeah, you're right. I mean, to me, I just feel like it's just stupid. Like I said, a point I was making is the man been a vice president for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden he's running to be the top dog. Now all of a sudden you're coming out of nowhere talking about he hugged me longer than what a man's supposed to hug.
We don't know when that. So I don't pay attention to none of that stuff. So I don't know when it happened. It could have happened after this,
No, it happened way before.
Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
I
pay attention.
Only reason I seen it was on the TV at my job.
Bro, so. If it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't know what is going on with politics.
Oh yeah,
because I don't watch the news, so and I don't
I'm basically forced to watch. That's the only thing they play at my job. So
the only time I see the news is in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
while I'm at work.
Yeah.
Because, that's the thing that, inmates want to watch in the morning. But
I don't know why.
hey, man, some people like being informed. I care less. All they talking about is this corona shit anyway. So, I don't know. But it's time to wrap this up. So, like I said, y'all already know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the YouTube.
And please, please, if y'all have any suggestions on what our next episode should be, definitely.
Yeah, y'all want to come sit on the couch and talk about whatever is bothering y'all, or whatever topic y'all want to talk about. You can just hit one of us up, and we can figure out time to bring y'all on here, and we can chop it up about whatever y'all want to talk about.
Absolutely.
Because it ain't always just about the topics we want to talk about.
Yeah, we want to figure out what y'all want to talk about. If you want to talk about how ugly I am, by all means, let's talk about it. Because I have a few choice words for myself. I'm just serious. Like, if you want to talk about how ugly I am, by all means, come on the show and we can talk about it.
This nigga trying to get some sympathy.
I'm not trying to get shit. I want no damn sympathy.
This nigga trying to get some sympathy.
Not.
You not ugly.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Trying to get that freaking inbox jumping.
Don't listen to him.
I know what's going on.
Don't listen to him. I ain't trying to get nothing jumping.
Yeah. We'll see.
Only thing I'm trying to do is not pay taxes on my paychecks. That's what I'm trying not to do.
And be a billionaire, and you got to worry about that.
Well, if y'all keep subscribing, this can happen. Y'all keep subscribing.
All right. Well,
I don't want to work no more, man. Subscribe. Damn.
Until next time. This is Jay.
This is B.
And this has been Lit Logic. Catch y'all next time. Peace.